which is something the Blazers are doing. So an emphasis for them is playing fast. The offensive end is kind of the primary.
12 free throws, 28 points, 3 quarters, and a 27-foot dagger that silenced Portland. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Curry just reminded the NBA, preseason or not, that the chef is cooking and the kitchen is open for business.
The way the guys played, it felt like we just kind of got our feet underneath us those last few minutes of the first half. They were taking it to us almost the entire half, and then that stretch, that last 3 or 4 minutes of the second quarter, changed everything. The ball really started to move, played with more pace, more force, and really fun seeing the young guys out there competing and coming up with a win.
What's good, basketball fanatics? If you weren't locked into the Moda Center on October 14th, 2025, you missed something special. The Golden State Warriors just took down the Portland Trail Blazers 118-111, and this wasn't just another preseason W. This was a statement. This was a message. This was Steph Curry looking at the entire league and saying, yeah, I'm still him.
What did we think of him in his first start as a Warrior? The lead is Steph Curry, man. In 27 minutes, puts up 15 shots, hits 4 threes, gets to the line 13 times, hits 12 of them, had 6 boards, had 5 assists, had a defensive play where he stripped it off someone's leg and got hyped. 28 points in a preseason game. The man never ceases to amaze you.
But here's the thing. This game had everything. Ejections, rookie sensations, a fourth quarter comeback that had Warriors fans on their feet. And most importantly, it showed us that Golden State isn't just trying to compete this year. They're trying to dominate. So buckle up, hit that like button if you're ready for some Bay Area basketball brilliance, and let's break down why Warriors versus Blazers was quite the show. The Warriors rolled into Portland carrying some weight on their shoulders. Just 2 days earlier, they'd suffered their first preseason loss in 2 years. Yeah, you heard that right, 2 years. That's the kind of standard this franchise operates under, even when the games don't technically count. But this game wasn't going to be easy. The Warriors were without Draymond Green, their defensive anchor, their vocal leader, their soul. Jimmy Butler? Out. Seth Curry? Out. DeAnthony Melton and Alex Tui? Also sidelined. Guy Santos? Not available. This is where Coach Steve Kerr gets interesting, though. Instead of panicking, instead of playing it safe, he does what only Steve Kerr would do. He starts a rookie. Not just any rookie, a second-round rookie. Will Richard, drafted 52nd overall, got the nod in the starting 5 alongside Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Al Horford.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on the roster, there's always going to be a path. You know, there's so much happens during the 82, and I know one thing. I won't hesitate to put him out there. I have a lot of confidence in him already.
Sink or swim, kid. Welcome to the big leagues. And let me tell you something. This kid didn't just swim. He did the butterfly stroke while wearing golden floaties shaped like Larry O'Brien trophies. Will Richard. Remember that name, folks, because tonight he announced himself to the NBA world. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 three-pointers, and he was a plus 12 in 29 minutes of action. The Warriors' first basket that wasn't Curry free throws? That was Richard cutting to the basket like a seasoned veteran. Jonathan Kuminga was backing down his defender when Richard read the play perfectly, darted into the paint, and caught the pass for an easy deuce. Heads-up basketball. Championship basketball. Warriors basketball. But here's what really stood out. His confidence.
Will, can you feel like you've earned the trust of Steve and the coaching staff already?
I feel like I have. For me, probably just going out there and trying to play the right way, keeping it simple. And throughout training camp, I've just been asking a lot of questions. I want to be on the same page as everybody, and I know we have a vet team, so it's for me to catch up. So for me, I'm just trying to go out here and ask questions, make sure when I get out on the court, I know exactly what's going on.
With just over 3 minutes left in the second quarter, Curry penetrated into the paint. The defense collapsed like it was programmed into their DNA because, well, it's Steph Curry. Richard stood wide open on the left wing. Curry hit him in the chest with a perfect pass. No hesitation, no pump fake, just pure automatic basketball. Swish. Richard went into halftime with 8 points, 2 made threes, and was tied with Curry as a +10, the team leader, in his first career start against NBA competition in a hostile road environment. Defense is supposed to be Richard's calling card, his ticket to NBA minutes. But if he can shoot like this, if he can move without the ball like this, if he can make the right decisions like this, folks, the Warriors might have found another steal in the second round. They did it with Draymond in 2012. They might have just done it again in 2025. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the ejection from the room. Jonathan Kuminga was balling, and I mean balling. 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, both team highs at the time. He was playing arguably the best half of his preseason. Throughout this preseason, Kuminga has been doing something we haven't seen consistently from him before. He's been setting up his teammates. 4 or more assists in 3 of the Warriors' 4 preseason games. Last season, he only had 4 or more assists in 8 games total. He's evolving. He's becoming more than just an athletic finisher. He's becoming a playmaker. But then, with seconds remaining in the first half, everything went sideways. Kuminga drove through contact for a layup, missed hard off the glass, crashed into the stanchion, and threw his hands up looking for a foul call.
He felt like he got fouled. Right there, no whistle. And immediately, hands go up. And then he's going to walk over there to Rodney Mott. And he made contact with the official. We don't have it on video.
What happened next? According to the Blazers broadcast team, Kuminga made contact with a referee's face while arguing the no call. 1 technical foul, immediate ejection. Game over for JK. Now look, I'm not here to debate whether it was the right call. What I will say is this: that kind of passion, that kind of fire, that competitive edge, that's exactly what this Warriors team needs from Jonathan Kuminga. The key is channeling it, controlling it, using it to dominate opponents, not to get himself kicked out of games. But if you want to see a team succeed in 2025, smash that subscribe button because we're breaking down every game this season. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest shooter to ever walk this earth. Wardell Stephen Curry II. 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 three-pointers, and, get this, 12 free throw attempts, making all but 1, plus 13 in 26 minutes of action. Game-high scorer, best player on the floor, the chef served up a 5-star meal in 3 quarters.
I think everything we do around here is unique, for sure. So it kind of adds to that journey. You know, us being realistically championship relevant for this long is unique. Us trying to maintain that for as long as we have is unique, and JK's situation is unique. Me being in my position where I'm at in my stage of my career is unique. Like, the whole deal is just, it's you got to take the good with the chaos as well of it, because it is kind of unprecedented. So keeps me going because it keeps everything, you know, kind of front and center on trying to, again, focus on winning. Like, we've done a really good job of that over the years and want to keep doing it.
Let me put this in perspective. Last season, Curry only attempted 13 or more free throws once in the entire season. Tonight, he went 12 of 13 in just 3 quarters. That's not just good. That's not just efficient. That's a statement about his evolution. At 37 years old, yes, 37, Steph Curry is showing us that he's not just relying on the 3-ball anymore. He's attacking, he's drawing fouls, he's getting to the line, he's doing everything. But let me take you to the moment that defined this game. The moment that reminded everyone why Steph Curry is still the most dangerous offensive weapon in basketball. Third quarter, 8:19 mark. Denny Avdia drains a 3-pointer for Portland. Blazers up by 10. The Moda Center is rocking. The home crowd smells blood. Then, silence. Neither team scores for nearly a minute and a half until Curry steps to the free throw line at 6:56. He splits his free throws, but that's just the appetizer. What happened next was a 13-0 Warriors run that changed the entire complexion of the game. Curry scored 5 points in that stretch. The 10-point deficit, gone, just like that. But Steph wasn't done cooking. The Blazers and Warriors start trading threes, back and forth, bucket for bucket. And then, boom, Curry pulls up from 27 feet, defenders scrambling, the crowd holding its breath. Splash. Warriors up 3. Here's what's ridiculous. Curry made 3 three-pointers all within inches of each other on the right wing. Same spot, same motion, same result. Pure basketball poetry. And then he added another from the left corner just for variety. When Curry took his seat with about a minute and a half left in the third, the game was essentially over. His work was done. 28 points in 26 minutes. Mission accomplished. Now, let's zoom out for a second and talk about what this game really means for the Warriors' season ahead. The raw numbers tell an interesting story. Golden State made 18 three-pointers to Portland's 9, literally double. But they also gave up 20 more points in the paint than they scored. They had 26 turnovers, the same number as their assists. That's not ideal, folks. This is a team still figuring things out, still experimenting with lineups, still learning how to play without Draymond anchoring everything, still integrating new pieces and developing young talent. But here's what we learned tonight. Number 1, Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. Age is just a number. The man is attacking with purpose, shooting with confidence, and leading with authority. If you're a Warriors fan, you sleep better at night knowing 30 is on your roster.
Number 2. Will Richard might be the real deal. This wasn't garbage time production. This was starter-level impact. If he can defend multiple positions and hit open threes, which he showed tonight, he's going to get minutes in the regular season. Number 3. Jonathan Kuminga's playmaking evolution is real. 4 assists in 18 minutes before the ejection. He's not just a dunker anymore. He's seeing the floor. He's making reads. He's becoming the two-way star this team desperately needs him to be. Number 4. Steve Kerr isn't afraid to experiment. Starting a rookie in a preseason game might seem small, but it shows you the Warriors' organizational philosophy. Trust, development, opportunity. They're building something here, even as they try to win now. Now, before we wrap up, we've got to give Portland some credit. This wasn't a blowout. This was a competitive game against a Warriors squad that knows how to win. Donovan Clingan, Portland's rookie center, showed flashes of brilliance. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he even knocked down a three-pointer in just 20 minutes. The kid can play. Portland's young core is developing. Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, and now Clingan, there's talent here. They're not competing for championships yet, but they're building towards something. And games like tonight, where they hung tough with Golden State for 3 quarters, are valuable experience. The Blazers' rebuild is ongoing, but nights like this show they're not going to be pushovers. They're going to make teams earn it. So what did we learn from Warriors versus Blazers? What made this preseason game quite the show? We learned that championship DNA doesn't care about the date on the calendar. We learned that Steph Curry is aging like fine wine, somehow getting more complete as he gets older. We learned that Will Richard might be a rotation player on a contending team by March. We learned that Jonathan Kuminga's growth is real, even if his emotions sometimes get the best of him. Most importantly, we learned that the Golden State Warriors are hungry. That's all we've got for tonight's breakdown of Warriors versus Blazers. What did you think of the game? Is Will Richard going to crack the rotation? Can Kuminga control his emotions and maximize his potential? And most importantly, are the Warriors legitimate title contenders this year? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on.